guys, my name is Maddie or Books with Maddie, and today I'm going to be showing you my reading journal. So I recently began journaling again and starting a reading journal. So I've done journaling for a while. I did bullet journaling for a really long time. I stopped kind of over quarantine just because I didn't find any use for it. I didn't have anything really going on or to schedule, so it just kind of took up a lot of time and energy. So I didn't bullet journal as seriously this year, but I could do a tour of those journals if you're interested in the future. But I did just start a reading journal, and I received this journal recently from my mom. It has just like books on it, and I thought it would be the perfect reading journal. So I started, journaling it and stuff, and I thought I'd give you guys a tour today of what I have so far. It's pretty simplistic. I tried to keep it very minimal because I want to be able to feel like I can mess up in it and like make mistakes and like not put so much pressure on myself. I felt like bullet journaling was very like tedious for me, and it took up so much of my time and energy because I was constantly worried about like how it looked and if it looked perfect. I'm not really doing this for the aesthetics. I'm kind of just doing it to keep track of my reading and things like that. I've noticed this is a very helpful way of keeping track of different things that I can't really keep track of on Goodreads. So yeah, that's kind of my idea behind it. Also, it's really relaxing and really fun to do. So yeah, I will be showing you that today. Two of my nails just broke, so I just kind of cut them all off. So they do look very janky right now, and some of them are stained from the cheap nail polish that I used. So ignore my hands in this video, but I'm just going to be showing you guys what it looks like, and I am going to be showing you on my bed instead of my desk. So sorry for the weird kind of background, but the lighting is just better. So before we actually get into the tour, I did just want to mention one thing really quickly. So the background music for this video was actually made by my very good friend Will, so I just wanted to give him a quick shout out and say thank you for making the song that's playing in the back of this video. I will link his Instagram in the description below, and also I will put it right here so you can go check out his Instagram and give him a follow. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. Hope you enjoy the video and the music in the background. Hopefully this angle works. I toyed with the camera for quite a bit, so hopefully it's good now. But so this is the cover. It is a bunch of books. I've actually never heard of any of these books, so I don't know if they're actually real, but yeah. So there's a red page here. Very exciting stuff. It just has like who the notebook belongs to and contact information. I actually haven't filled those out yet, but the title page I actually haven't finished yet, so I'm just gonna skip that for now. And then I figure I can hopefully put more than 1 year in here, so I'm gonna catalog it by years. So I just have 2020 here, and then I just use some scrapbook paper to kind of accent this background and put my reading goal, which is 65 books, and then the total books I actually read in the year. For the next page, I just basically decided to have a catalog of all of the books that I've read in 2020. So I have the title, like the number of the book, like so the order, the date that I read the book, and then what I gave the book, like on a star rating. So yeah, so I just have that, and then I continued onto this page, but I left this page blank. Hopefully I won't need to go over. I did some calculations, and about halfway through the year I had read 42 books, so hopefully I will only need 84 spaces if I read the same amount for both halves of the year, and this goes up to 88. So fingers crossed that that'll actually work out. This actually also does come with 2 bookmarks, so I have one tabbed here so that I can easily add books when I finish them. Yes, I've only read 1 book in August. We're trying. So next I have basically just like my monthly overview. I've seen some people do this in like a chart-like format, but I decided to kind of do it like this. Basically, I just have every single month the number of books that I've read and the number of pages I read. Apparently Goodreads actually tracks the number of pages that you read, so I thought that was really cool, and I just found that out. So I included it in here. It's probably like give or take a couple pages because sometimes acknowledgements count as page count, so yeah, I don't know how exactly accurate it is, but I just put it in there. And then obviously I will just fill it in as the year goes on, and yeah. So next I have a genre tracker. So basically this is like the simplistic way I could think of keeping track of this. So I just put a tally next to every single time I read from one of these genres, and I did have a little bit of trouble differentiating which genre was which. Sometimes dystopian and sci-fi kind of blend together, as well as literary fiction and general fiction. I just kind of put them into one category. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And then I accidentally miscounted the number of books, so this is not totally accurate. I'm pretty sure there's one extra fantasy than I've actually read, because there's 62 tallies here, but I've only read 61 books. So I am reading Harry Potter right now, which would go under fantasy, so I just won't put another tally mark when I get that. And then at the end, I just thought I would put age demographic, so I have middle grade, YA, adult, other, and new adult. Other is basically like something that didn't really have a category on Goodreads, so things like classics and plays sometimes don't differentiate whether they're adult or not, because they're kind of for a pretty wide audience, so I just ended up putting them under other. But yeah, so next I figured I would do the alphabet challenge, which is basically just you try to read a book that starts with every letter of the alphabet, not including the or an or or words like that. So yeah, I started to fill this out. I've actually been doing pretty well without even realizing it. I wasn't like necessarily trying to do this, but I was pretty surprised for L. Like, I feel like L is a pretty common letter, but I actually do have a long way down. I put ideas for the rest of them at the end here, so I will be reading that this year. For X and Z, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to use like an author's name, or like if the X is just anywhere in the title. So I'm thinking the Poet X or something like that, because I could really not find a book that started with X. But yeah, so this is my spread for that. Next, I just have a star rating, so I put a tally, again, very simplistic, but I put a tally next to every time I read a book that, you know, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. This page I'm not really sure what to do yet. I've drawn a line here, as you might be able to see, but I'm really not sure what I'm going to put in this page yet. I'm thinking publishing date, so like what year it was published, because, you know, I'm trying to read books that are more recently released, because I want to, you know, stay relevant, stay up to date, you know, be giving relevant reviews. So I do want to keep track of that, but I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do, because I also like to do a spread about author demographics, you know, so I'm reading more diverse authors and things like that. So those are some ideas I have for this page, but I'm not sure yet. And then once we get past that, I've just started making a spread for each month with the number of books I read and the number of pages I read, then the books I actually read that month, my favorite, my most disappointing, and then some of my favorite quotes from each month. So yeah, the format changes a little bit as it goes, but it pretty much stays with this same general concept. So with February, I did the same thing: books read, pages read, the actual names of the books I read, favorite, biggest disappointment, and then favorite quotes. Same thing with March, although this one is pretty boring. I'm thinking I might spruce it up a little bit, put some other kind of designs in it, but I started to run out of ideas very quickly about how to decorate these pages. So I do change these categories a bit, so I did favorite and least favorite because I didn't have expectations for this book, so I wasn't disappointed. But yeah, so then April, this is my least favorite month. I really hate this spread. I think it's ugly. I ended up having to change the tone of yellow because this one, it just like didn't show up as much as I wanted it to, so I changed to this other yellow, which came out very orange. And then I haven't finished putting the quotes on this page yet because a lot of these were books that I read from school, and I just need to look inside of the book and to see which ones I highlighted and which ones are my favorite. And then for this one, I put favorite, least favorite, and most disappointing because I was disappointed by some and also had a least favorite, so yeah. For May, same thing. I did favorite, least favorite, and most surprising, so I changed up the format a little bit for that month. And then quotes again. I do need to go over some of these because they are pretty light. I want to put another layer of blue on them. For June, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do for this yet. Right now, it just says June. So I do still need to put in the page count and the number of books that I read, but I did do the books, the titles of the books, favorite, least favorite, most disappointing, and most surprising, and then some quotes at the bottom again. And then for July, I ended up reading more books than usual, so I ended up putting the quotes on this side of the page, which I actually ended up really enjoying, and I think I will do that in the future. I just think it looks really cool, and that way I don't have to come up with ideas for every single month on how to make it look different on this side. So I still have how many books I read, how many pages I read, but then I just changed it to my favorite quotes on this side instead of a decoration, and then I just still have the books that I read, including favorite and least favorite and things like that. So continuing on, I just have, you know, blanks for the rest of the month. I put my tab here so that I can easily add the books that I read in August. Right now it's not looking good, but we have hope. So we just have September, October, November, and December here. And then we get into my deck of TBR tracker. So basically every month I do a deck of TBR, which most of you probably know about. But I just put which books that I select from that I have to read every month, because it's easier to keep track when I can like see in front of me. This month, not great as we can see, but it's fine. We're fine. We're not panicking. Other than that, the rest of this is empty and full of potential. I'm definitely going to do more. I'm probably, like I said, gonna do a whole section of author demographics and things like that, as well as I'd like to do some kind of tracker for how I consume books, audiobook, ebook, or physical book, because I've just started listening to audiobooks and reading ebooks recently, as well as getting some arcs from NetGalley, so I'd like to keep track of that as well. But other than that, this is like my entire reading journal, and yeah, so I just thought I'd give you guys a quick tour how it's looking right now, and then maybe at the end of the year I'll do another one for how all of it looks at the end of the year. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to show for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little journal tour. It was very brief and not very, like, there wasn't much to show. I've only just started it like this week, so I didn't have too much to show for it. But yeah, I'm super excited to be journaling again, and especially for reading. I might do some specific pages for my favorite books or things like that. There's so many opportunities. People do reading journals all kinds of different ways, so I'm very excited for all the opportunities that this allows or something. I will link some of my favorite journaling videos in the description below, so you can check those out, because they are really cool, and some people are super creative and put so much time and effort into it and are amazing and everything, so I would highly recommend you check those out. So for those of you who don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, I have made a bit of a change to my channel, so I will be uploading only on Saturdays from now on. I realized at the beginning of this month that it was just not feasible with my schedule for school and everything to upload twice a week. I'm not totally writing off Wednesday uploads during breaks, and during summer I will probably pick that back up again. But with school starting soon, I have to get a bunch of things ready and kind of just get my life together again after quarantine, and it's just a bit too stressful right now to do 2 videos a week on top of that. But I may here and there upload a Wednesday video if I get like a bunch of inspiration. I want to like have a bunch of video ideas I want to film in a row, so that's always a possibility, but just for the foreseeable future probably won't have consistent Wednesday videos, but Saturday uploads are staying. So yeah, that's super fun. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. I upload on Saturdays now. Comment below if you do a reading journal, or if you would like to start a reading journal or things like that. And I will see you very soon. Bye bye.